Driver who causes crash in Manchester is in custody. Wife charged for executing husband in Florida. Woman gunned down in Trelawny. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Lieutenant Stitchy, one of Jamaica's most prolific gospel dancehall artists, has suffered a severe brain hemorrhage that has left him unresponsive. He has now been reportedly hospitalized in Kingston. His wife Sophia Leng has launched a GoFundMe page to raise 100,000 US that will enable the family to house the warrior-sized artist in a long-term care facility where he can receive rehabilitative care. Stitchy, also known as the Governor, has been having health issues since at least 2023. Meanwhile, the Range Rover driver who caused the fatal crash in Christiana, Manchester on Monday is still being held. Detectives are still questioning the motorist, according to Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch Chief Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary Mackenzie. He stated that a determination regarding the filing of charges in the case will be made in the upcoming days. And after escaping the scene of the incident, which claimed the life of 10-year-old Tevon Sanchez and injuring his mother, a police officer, the driver reportedly turned himself in to the authorities on Monday night. The event happened on Monday morning at around 7 o'clock on the Sedburn Main Road when the driver attempted to overtake a long line of traffic and crashed into the opposing vehicle, injuring the mother and killing her son. Senior Superintendent of Police Dwight Powell, commanding officer for the St. Anne Police Division, said since the beginning of the year the parish of St. Anne has seen a 35% decrease in crime. Currently, the police chief has proclaimed that the situation is under control. During a recent back-to-school event in St. Anne's Bay, he disclosed that the number of homicides in the parish this year has decreased to 35 from 54 during the same period last year. Such a large drop in crime, he claims, shows how successful the police have been in carrying out their duty. On the other hand, SSP Powell reported that there has been an alarming rise in the number of road fatalities in St. Anne since the start of the year. He revealed that 33 persons have died in 26 crashes since the start of the year. For the corresponding period last year, there were only 22 such road deaths. A man has been charged with the rape of a woman at her home in Silversun Estate in St. Catherine on Tuesday, August 13. Charges 38-year-old Raheem Robinson, otherwise called Ryan, of a Silversun address. Reports from the Spanish Town Police are that a woman was in her backyard when Robinson entered the yard and forced her inside her house, where he allegedly sexually assaulted her. A report was later made and he was arrested and charged, and he was scheduled to appear before the St. Catherine Parish Court yesterday. A Jamaican man was shot and killed by his wife inside a Coral Springs home in Florida, United States on Saturday afternoon. The deceased has been identified as Rohan Malcolm, a former Jamaica Observer employee. His wife, 45-year-old Denise Malcolm, is facing a charge of premeditated murder. A boy made an initial 911 call, reported that a man has been shot at a home in the 10,500 block of Northeast 43rd Street around 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. When officers arrived, they ordered two minors to exit the home. When the boys came outside, the police then heard a gunshot and a woman exited after the police said. And it seems as if the victim might have been still alive, but she made sure he was dead before coming outside. In a video announcement, Coral Springs Police Chief Bradley McKeon said Mr. Malcolm was found shot to death inside the home and a weapon was recovered. Chief McKeon said 45-year-old Denise Malcolm was arrested and charged with one count of premeditated murder. Meanwhile, upset residents of New Haven in St. Andrew yesterday morning mounted a roadblock to protest the shooting of a 17-year-old male resident by the police early Tuesday morning. They have accused the police of acting in cold blood. The deceased team had been identified as Devon Hall. According to the residents, Hall was shot in the vicinity of Corleyville Gardens in Washington Boulevard around 4 a.m. Meanwhile, the Trelawny police are probing the killing of a woman who was gunned down by unknown assailants in Falmouth early yesterday morning. The deceased has been identified as Kamisha Sept of North Gully, Montego Bay in St. James. The police said about 1:15 a.m. they received calls from residents who reported they heard loud explosions in the Duke Street area of the Trelawny capital. When the police responded, Simit was reportedly seen lying in the middle of the road with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. She was taken to the Falmouth Public General Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Meanwhile, the St. Anne police are now probing the shooting of two men, one fatally in Ocherius last night. Dead is 45-year-old Shane Matadine, otherwise called King, of Norbrook Acres Drive and Mahogany Beach in Ocherius. The injured man is a 26-year-old unemployed of an Old Harbor, St. Catherine address. On to sports, Steve McLaren faces his first test as Reggae Boys coach on Friday when Jamaica take on Caribbean neighbors Cuba in the CONCACAF Nations Cup at the National Stadium. But despite having no practice game and only a few days of training with the players, the Englishman says the intention is to win this and every game going forward. The former Manchester United assistant coach has an experienced and talented squad blessed with an abundance of attacking options which might give the coach a few headaches. However, he was quick to point out that players coming off the bench are just as important as the one who start. Modern football is not about the 11 who start because of the 5 sub-teams and the size of the squad. It is about the squad. We call them starters and finishers. The starters are the 11 who start, the finishers come off the bench. If you are down 1-0, they, the finishers, come on and make an impact and you win that game, he said. So where players used to be really disappointed at not being named in the starting 11, the bench is where the most important players are. That is the key to it, he said. They are no better or worse. Everyone is in the squad, everyone is equal, and everybody plays a part. So Jamaica will face Cuba on Friday at 7 p.m. And if you missed the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.